Well, hello. This is Rosa, RCG Kreations. How's it going? Bringing to you a quickie little video. I'll put a link. I don't know for sure this is going to go first or not, so I may not put a link on there because I don't know what's what yet. I've got like 7 videos that I have to edit, and then I got to put in there. I like to do my videos and show them as I record them, but I'm getting more and more busier because the holidays are coming. So I'm going to be doing more and more videos, so some of them are going to be out of whack. But anyway, today's video is, did you know? When, go to the grocery store or go to a bakery. And for those of us who want to do some food preservation, because we just don't know what the future is going to hold for us anywhere in the world, a nice, inexpensive way is to go to your bakery, go to a Chinese restaurant, go to any of the restaurants, pretty much basically anyone, doesn't have to be Chinese, go to little gourmet shops, go to individual private cake makers, because most of them order their icing or the ingredients to make icing for their cakes and cookies and stuff like that in these buckets. Now, a lot of them give them to you for free. I know my local Kroger, I'm here in Texas, they give them for free. Our HEB gives them for free. The problem is, a lot of times, which is very, very sad, the employee that's working there says, I don't know, I have no idea, I don't see any here, I don't know what to do, I don't have no idea. And I asked them, could you get with a supervisor? Who's a supervisor on call or on duty? And they sit there and I go, oh no, I can't leave my station. And then going trying to find one is like finding a needle in a haystack. So I just don't even bother with it. I just let it go. But anyway, I was at the deli yesterday doing my regular grocery shopping, and there was a lady making cakes, and I go, see, I saw she had 2 different buckets. So I just asked her, so that I go, excuse me, do you all have the buckets of icing? Do you have any empty ones? And I would like to either purchase, or do you give them away for free? And she goes, oh, we give them for free. And so then I go, oh, well, thank you. And I go, do you have any buckets? She goes, I don't right now, but I will in about 5 to 10 minutes. And I go, oh, perfect, because I'm not totally done shopping. Technically, I really was done, but I wanted to get a bucket for free. Now, this one, and they all do come in different sizes, okay? But a free bucket is a free bucket, period. Even if you just went and bought, like, say, for example, we're a lot of oatmeal eaters here in our house, and it was just the 2 of us. We're empty nesters. But when you buy those great big containers of oatmeal, or even if you get the smaller ones, if you continue to buy those, and every time you go to the grocery store, buy those, you can open those up, put them in your bucket, and then label your bucket. I just put my label. I get a piece of Scotch tape, or I'll just put a Sharpie over it, depending on what it is. Now, this one's got a bunch of writing, so there's not a whole bunch of room. But look, this is an open space right here. Look at that. That's a big old open space, so I can actually put on there what it is. Now, my OCD kicks in. A lot of you know that, and so I will only use this bucket for that one ingredient. I will not change it out, because, like, for example, you were to go to a Chinese restaurant and they give you the bucket for free, because most of them will give them to you for free, because all they do is just turn around and put it in the trash can, and then they have to haul it off. So that's one thing they don't want to have to mess with, so they don't mind giving them to you for free, as long as it's a store policy. Chinese restaurants are the same way, but, and here's the big but, whatever the ingredient is in here, like, say, some kind of a soy sauce, some kind of, like, some people have the pickle jars, those plastic pickle jars, whatever is in there is going to smell like that item forever. But, here's a big but. If you have like those big packages of plastic bags of like pasta, all the different types of pasta, okay, well, don't open the bags, just put the entire bag inside your container, and that's going to give you save you some storage space, because you now have a bucket instead of having 5 or 6 different bags like egg noodles. Or like what I like to do is, because we're trying to stay away from, oh, sorry, someone's calling me. And sorry about that. Thought I had it on, but I did have it on vibrate because I just saw something. I was like, oh, I gotta keep an eye on my phone calls. You never know. It's probably a solicitor, but you never know. But anyway, and I have one bucket. It just says assorted pasta. Sometimes I'll go to the store and something so like panini will be on sale, small elbow macaroni, and I only get like 3 or 4 bags of that stuff, and they come in a variety of sizes. But instead of having it all over the place, because those bags, I don't care how you do it, unless you have an actual shelf for it, they're always going to fall all over the place. So anytime you move a can or you move a bag around, the whole bag falls apart. So that causes a big mess. Okay, and especially if you've already opened up the bag and already used some of it, and even if you have like a little chip clip on it, I use paper clips, those wooden paper clips, and put that on there, it's still going to fall all over the place. And let's be realistic, a lot of us don't have the money and don't have the storage shelf space to put all those staples in a container. Now, I was fortunate that I found some on Marketplace at a very, very great price. Yeah, they were used, but that's okay, because you know what? It's plastic. You can wash it. And most people only put dry goods in there anyway, so once you've run it through the dishwasher or washed it by hand, whatever it is that you have, you've sanitized it, you're good to go. Put whatever it is that you want in it. But like me, I have a tiny, tiny little pantry, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to move you along. And excuse me, I'm getting ready for my my dinner. But look at my little pantry. Look at that. See, it's a tiny little pantry. And look at that, for the canned goods and all that. And those are those containers right there that I was telling you about. And that one, I really wish hubby would get me some extra shelves in there. But then I like the thing on the wall, so it's kind of like, there's where I hold all of my dish drying racks. But I actually use those for canning, to put my hot jars on when they cool off after I'm going into my canner and stuff. But anyway, oh, then here's my little spice stuff. This came with the house. This is already here. So this was already when I purchased the house. Well, hubby and I, when we purchased the house. And I'm sorry I'm moving around, but I'm bringing you back to the main focal point. So my biggest thing on this is use what you have. Stay within your budget. That way you don't get like, oh no, I'm spending too much on this and that. But they do give them to you dirty. See the icing on there? But that smells good. And there's that icing. And she was making some kind of a blue cake. So this is blue, but it's the other icing that she was mixing it with. It's not dirty or mildew or nothing. But all you do is just wash it with hot soapy water. I let mine air dry on my dish rack, and then I just wash the inside and the outside, let it wash, let it dry, and then I'm ready to store whatever it is. Now I do have 2 of these buckets, and actually this is 28 pounds, so this is actually smaller because the other one that I had was 9 pounds. It's a 9-pound bucket, but I store my granulated sugar in it. And so you know what I've been doing all year long? Is every time I went to the grocery store, I always bought either 1 or 2 packages of sugar, whether it was on sale or not. If it was on sale, I would get 2 or 4. Because sugar is one thing everybody uses. Somehow, somewhere, somehow you use it. So that is one thing you definitely want to have on hand. Because if there's a natural disaster, got work layoff, the food prices are going up. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. It's just, it is what it is. But it's nice to know that you can have like this whole container. And these can stack up 2 to 3 times. That's my other alarm for my other chore I got to get done today before I go to church. Yeah, today's Sunday. I woke up early. I got to do this. I need to do this. I want to do this. I got to process this. I got to get this ready. But anyway, so I'm just rambling. So let me get back on track. It's nice to have these, and they do stack up on top of each other. Of course, put the heavier stuff on the bottom, the light stuff on the top. So I always get like 3 of my buckets. I have these, and I purchased some other ones on Amazon, and they're the 3.5 pound buckets, because bottom line is, I know my limitations. The 9 pound buckets of sugar, I'm struggling to move them from one into the other, so I ask hubby to help me move it every time I need something and stuff. And I know the stuff that I use quite frequently. And what this is I'm having these buckets to store my extra stuff at today's prices. So down the line, if I have a financial situation or the prices just go up and I don't want to buy that anymore, but I know I'm going to need it, I have it in my house already ready to use. And it's also a nice good way if you've come across a family that's in need, like say they had a house fire, they lost everything. Say all of a sudden they lost their job, got laid off, and they're in between paychecks. It's nice if you're able to donate and give to a needy family, and you do it when it's best for you. Or you know what, be like a lot of us. And I'm not saying I don't do it, and because I have told some people who have asked me if I will give them this and give them that, give them this and give them that. Well, they told me that, they asked me that at the same time my husband was laid off. And we had just enough for us to have 2 meals a day. We didn't get 3 meals a day. And one day a week, we didn't get a meal. It was whatever we could find that was left over in the fridge or the freezer, but we stretched it out because sadly, during COVID, when it first hit, he was off work for 8 months. And we didn't qualify for food stamps because I made too much money. I luckily still had my job, but you know what? My job had to pay the bills. I had to pay the mortgage, pay the electric, pay the gas, fuel for my vehicle to get to and from work. Life, that is life. So, sadly I had to tell them no, I didn't have anything extra because I really didn't have anything extra because I knew exactly how long this was going to stretch. And sadly, when you're on unemployment or you get laid off, it does take 4 to 6 weeks before you get your first check. And then it's only 60% of your regular check. So it wasn't even enough to buy the very, very basics just to survive in groceries, much less the bills that, bills are still there. They don't care if you have a job or not. The bills are still there and they're still coming due. So you got to do what you got to do. And I did feel bad about this family not being able to give them anything. But luckily, a few weeks later, hubby got his first unemployment check. And I had gone to the grocery store, did a little bit extra shopping. And there was a special, there was a sale. And I went to that particular family and say, are y'all still in need? Do you still have financial situations? And she told me yes, she did, but thank you very much. They were okay. They will just make do. But I went ahead and surprised them, and I dropped off a goodie bag. It was actually just some groceries and those plastic grocery bags you get from the grocery store. At least that's what we do here in the U.S. And I dropped off some basics, staples of that stuff that I know that they've eaten before because we go to potlucks a lot together, so I know that stuff that they enjoy eating. And for me, I just left it as a door. I left it as a surprise, left it there at the door. Then I called her up. I texted her. I didn't call her, I texted her. And I said, hey, go out to your front door. There's a surprise there for you. Please don't tell anybody because I don't want anybody to know. But this is just my way of, I'm sorry I couldn't help you before, but we are okay now and we have a little bit of extra and I want to share that with you. Don't say anything to me. Don't do anything. Don't reply to this text, please. Just pass it forward the next time you can. And then I totally believe in passing things forward as much as you can because it's just a win-win situation. And if she does, great. If she doesn't, oh well, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to worry about it because I felt good that I was able to help her and her family at the time that I was able to. And because, for me, it weighs on me when I can't give someone food, extra food, because it doesn't really make a difference to me why they need it or why they ask for it. If they ask for it and if I have it, I'm going to be able to give it. But I also have to be realistic. I also have to feed my family. So saying no is not really all that bad when you need to say no for whatever your reason is. It's nobody's business but yourself. So anyway, this is my little rant and rave of, did you know? Go to the bakery when you're at the grocery store And especially if you see them already baking something and then using the ice buckets, and ask if they could have as many buckets as they're willing to give you. Because these buckets, right now, depending on where you buy them, are anywhere from $7 to $12 per bucket. And of course it does depend on the size of the bucket. A lot of them you can buy with no lid, but why would you have a bucket without a lid? Okay? And you can get the regular ones that I have like this, or you can get the gamma lids. Okay? I think I've got a video on the gamma lids. I'll double check it. If I do, I'll put a link in here and stuff. But at least this way, you've got something to store, and you're just one step ahead of the game. You know, it's like us. We are stored up for rice for the whole year. So my Kroger yesterday had rice on special. They had the 10-pound bags of rice. It was on special, but I go, nope. I know it's on special. I know I have it already. I don't need to spend that money on that special price, even though it's a great deal. And I hate, I'm Frugal Rosa. Y'all know me, Frugal. I hate passing up on a great deal. I've got to learn that money, that if I have bought that bag of rice, because I don't need it. I do not need it at all. I mean, my buckets, I have 2 buckets of them. They are totally full. I don't need them. I don't need it. I could spend that money on something else that I do need now. So, this is just my FYI. Thank you for letting me rant and rave. I'm going off track. Sorry about that. But it's been a busy morning, and I got to get ready to go to church. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. Hit like, and I will place a comment. And I would love to know if you have these buckets. Do you get them at different places? And if you know of anywhere else that I could possibly look at, because, you know, if I can get something for free, especially if I'm already there, why not? Free is free. You know, that's just extra money that you can use for something else. Or like me, we can splurge on myself and I can buy extra stuff. I'm trying to stock up my kitchen, because now that I'm starting to do more and more cooking, I want these little tools to make my life go a little bit easier. So that's just more money that I can go put towards that particular project to purchase that we'll have. Thank you so much for watching. We catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.